everyone, this is Trumpet Man going for an arena open attempt right here. Open our pack, see what we get. It is... well, Saheeli's great, Gix's Command great, Draconic Destiny can be great. So, some pretty good cards here. We look in white. I see a Scrapboard Cohort, a Recruitment Officer, a Prison Sentence, some Airlift Chaplains. Decent. Nothing insane there. Blue has double Mindstone's animation, Sternless and Urza's rebuff, so there's some decent cards there, but it's pretty shallow. Razorlash Transmogrant is the last rare that we didn't see. In addition, we do have the Gix's Command. We have a Power Stone Fracture, a Gix's Caress for interaction, the Emergency Weld, so black at least looks pretty good, even if not like the deepest, but it has our probably best card, or at least, you know, second best card as well. Either Gix's Command or Saheeli being our best cards. Red has the Hornstone Seeker plus the Destiny. Destiny does get, I think, a little bit worse in Sealed because I think there's just more answers to it. Like more ways to lock down that creature and remove it permanently, but it's still really good. Green has triple Gaia's Gift, double Argothian Opportunist, a Skyfisher Spider we could play, a Boulder Branch, two Boulder Branch Golems, and then some cards in the artifact section. Okay, so if we think about where we want to go here, could be black, red. I do have some sacrifice stuff. And I could splash Saheeli and Skyfisher Spider in that deck. There's a decent amount of Power Stone creation as well. Let's try building black-red first. Yeah, I don't think the blue's where we want to be. I don't think white's where we want to be either, because it has a few of our good cards, but not like an insane number or anything. I don't think I want to play Painful Quandary, even though it's sealed. It's still just only okay. I mean, we're playing a lot of pretty good cards here. Got the Unleashed Shell, the Sibling Rivalry for interaction, the Power Stone Fracture. We have some Sacrifice Shenanigans. We're relatively aggressive. I could splash Saheeli off Underground River, Evolving Wilds. Oh, I have a Springleaf Drum I could even play. If I'm playing these three, it's pretty easy. Oh, I should be playing the Thopter for sure, if I'm aggressive. 14 creatures there. Do I have enough to be able to... like, if I... Springleaf Drum being a double splash is pretty nice if I can get there. Like the cards I want to play... I don't think I need to put Levitating Statue in my deck. Unless I have a ton of spells. Like, I want to play both of these. I could play Boulder Branch Golems. I could cut the Going Warplow. That card's just not that good. And maybe Rock Hunter is a little weaker. But then we are getting kind of in the territory where we don't have enough creatures for the Springleaf Drum. We could also play Green-Black, because we have all these Gaia's Gifts and Argothian Opportunists. And then play Boulder Branch Golems. But then I don't get to play Saheeli, which is, I think, pretty bad. I don't need to play Carrion Locust necessarily. It's pretty good against the Unearthed cards. Or I could cut I could cut Killzone Acrobat and Sibling Rivalry. How many ways do I have to sacrifice? 1, 2, 3, 4 if it's an artifact. I guess that's not that many. So I could see cutting both of these. We're at 13 creatures there, but only 3 of them cost 4 or more, and one of them is the splash off the Springleaf Drum anyway, so that means actually 10 creatures with the Springleaf Drum. That would give me 3 green sources and 3 blue sources for the Saheeli and Skyfisher Spider, which is sufficient. And we'd still have 8 red sources and 8 black sources, plus the Springleaf Drum. And Energy Refractor actually punches that up to 4 each as well, plus the Elsewhere Flask as a one-time use. So that's pretty solid. Do I want to be playing Dwarven Forge Chanter? How many 2-drops do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rock Hunter, is that better or worse than the 1/3? I guess it depends how aggressive I am at the end of the day. Like, I'm aggressive, but not that aggressive, and I have a few different ways to pump up the 1/3. But if people are playing fewer 2-drops because it's sealed, I think the 3/1 body might be a bit better than the 1/3 here. It hits harder if they can't block it because they're slower, and then in addition, it can trade up. Like, if people aren't playing as many 2s, it can trade with like 3 drops. So I think it's going to be just better than putting a 1/3 in the deck. Foundry Inspector, not great because we don't have that many artifacts. Don't want Stone Retrieval Unit. I don't think I want Levitating Statue. I mean, we do have 10 spells for it. But this looks pretty solid overall. Do I want to look at a different deck? I mean, I get to play all my best cards in this shell. The only cards I'm leaving on the bench, really, are Boulder Branch Golems. Maybe I should just be playing this card anyways as a 7-drop. I mean, it's just pretty strong. Depends how aggressive I really am. So the ways I have to ramp, I have Springleaf Drum. I have Gix's Caress. And that's about it. So, I mean, getting to 7 mana is not going to be that easy, but it is sealed. And I have 17 lands I'm playing. I guess, how much synergy do I have with the Elsewhere Flask? Not very much. Oh, I have the Hornstone Seeker as another way to ramp out to 7. So, but 3 different ways to ramp. Means Mishra's Juggernaut might be a 4-drop a decent amount of time, and then it's really good. I think actually I'm happy playing it. The only question is if I want to cut an Elsewhere Flask for a Boulder Branch Golem. I guess I'm already playing 2 forests anyways. So I should probably be playing Boulder Branch Golems. They're just really solid. So maybe I should cut the Elsewhere Flask, because I already have enough ways to play Sahelian, Skyfisher, Spider. And the Refractor does that. It's not like I have any corrupts or anything to really make the Elsewhere Flask that great. I don't have that many sacrifice synergies. The only thing that really combos with Elsewhere Flask is Pendragon Strongbow and Thraxodemon, I guess. I guess Power Stone Fracture also gets some value off of it. So, and it helps me curve out Saheli. Well, maybe I should keep it in. But I do want to play... I think I do want to play these. So maybe I should just cut Carrion Locust. It's good against Unearth, but... how good, really? I think it's kind of my weakest card. I think this is just a better card. I still think maybe it should be Elsewhere Flask. I can't really cut another cheap creature, because at that point the drum gets a whole lot worse. Maybe the drum's just not good, though. If I keep Elsewhere Flask and Energy Refractor, then I would still have 5 sources for Saheli and Skyfisher Spider. It helps with the ramp, but I'm tapping creatures I want to attack with. I kind of think it's just not that good in my deck. Or I could, I can replace a land with it, but then... yeah, maybe I should cut a land for the Springleaf Drum. I could just cut a forest. Because I still have the Evolving Wilds. But then I have the Drum, Elsewhere Flask, and Energy Refractor, so the forest is not that good in my deck. I usually want to play these on 7 anyways. And my curve's pretty low. Especially if I think about this being there some of the time. Oh, I only have 7 black sources in my deck. That's kind of bad. So I have 8 red sources, 7 black sources. So my colors are a little bit low. So I think actually I need to bump it up. So I have 8/8. Which means I kind of want to play 17 lands, which means I think I just cut the Springleaf Drum. Because I'm not going to be able... like, if I can't cast my black spells early, then the Springleaf Drum's not even online. So I can't really count as fixing in those situations. I can't fix from my main colors. And I'd rather play the Elsewhere Flask than the Drum. Because it cycles early, helps me hit my land drops. I do... And I don't want to play like 18 mana sources. But I can't cut a land for the Drum. So that means I think I just have to cut the Drum. And Elsewhere Flask helps the one-time use of casting these spells anyways. So I think that actually works out better. And like I said, I'm playing both of my best cards. And I think it'd be a lot harder to play like the black-green deck. Well, green doesn't even really give me that much because I'm already playing the Boulder Branch Golems. That's the best card. Oh, do I want to play Foundry Inspector now that I'm playing 2 Boulder Branch Golems? It also helps ramp up the Juggernaut. Is it better than Conscripted Infantry? I think the answer is yes. And it's colorless. Conscripted Infantry does attack a little better because you get the 1/1 after, which is nice. But being able to just play the Juggernaut on 4 has a lot of value. And Boulder Branch is on 6. That's kind of a close decision between those. I think not like wildly better, but it does help my curve outs. All right, one last pass through. Oh, should I be playing Scrapwork Cohort? Probably. See, now it's getting a little tight. Maybe I don't need the Rock Hunter. If I'm not playing Drum, I don't need as many 2s. And I still have 3 other creatures to play on 2, plus 2 cantripping artifacts. So probably just putting this in my deck makes it better. My curve is a little higher, so I'm fine with the 17 lands. It makes my Foundry Inspector a little better. This is why I do one last pass on the deck. I don't think I want to splash a Loran. I could basically splash anything because of the Energy Refractors and Elsewhere Flask. But that doesn't... Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Like I said, I don't think Goring Warplow is great. It's good against big ground creatures, but I think we already have some good answers for those already. We have Skyfisher, Spider, Gix's Command, Power Stone Fracture as catch-alls, plus the Unleash Shell, which is mostly catch-all. We have the Gix's Caress. So I think this is a pretty good spot to be. I don't want to splash Battery Bearer. That's on the double splash. And I don't want to splash anything else here, so let's just... Yeah, I think this looks really, really solid. Pretty happy with that. Let's give it a try. And go for the games here. Alright, we go first. We're going to keep. Pretty aggressive opener, which is nice. I guess I'm Thraxademoning now. Rather than Razor Lash Transmogranting. Opponent's just curving out. Would I trade Thraxademon for... I don't think so. I think I'm just going to let them gain the life. I think the Thraxademon is going to do a lot of good later on. Ooh, there it is. So if I play the Juggernaut and attack with the Foundry Inspector, then if they trade that off, this is going to get through much easier. So I think in this spot, it's worth attacking with the 3/2. Also, I've already gotten the expensive cards out of my hand. I could even play the Transmogrant next turn and sacrifice it, because I can start returning it on 6 mana. And so they have pretty good block against the Juggernaut here. I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to attack with both. Wow, they're taking it? That's kind of wild. They must have something really good next turn then. I wonder if I should just sacrifice this to try to hit a land drop. but it is really good on this board, so I don't really want to. I could always sack it EOT if they play something bigger that this can't attack through. So that's probably the best option. Oh, and they're sacrificing the courier, so I definitely want to have this in play if they don't play something bigger. The 3/1 body is excellent right now. But they do have 7 mana, so they could easily play something pretty good. Ooh, they almost have Tron. Okay, so Transmogrant, no longer a card I'm super interested in. But they do have Tron. Okay, well I gotta be careful about that. So they can make this into a 6/6? I really want to be able to fly my Juggernaut this turn then. I want to find a red source right now. I think we attack with both because they're going to block here. And then I can get them with the Vermin. Post blocks. Okay, we'll mill ourselves for sure. And then kill their power plant worker. Eliminate Tron. For now, at least. And hopefully... I can also eliminate Tron later, because I have Emergency Weld plus 9 Vermin. Unfortunately, we're having a bit of trouble here with our mana. Really needed a land. I guess this is still pretty good. It lets me triple block their Boulder Branch Golem and kill their Mine Worker. I'm milling all my lands, not smart. I can't even fetch for green anymore either. But that's just variance. Yeah, the triple block there is good. Now if they have Gaia's Gift, it's going to be a problem. But they don't, so that's fine. Well... I do still have answers for what they're doing, it's just I need the mana to work. I wonder how many more big things they realistically have. They've played 2 big things? Now I wish I had the... I wish I had the small creature to be able to hit their stuff. I think I want to wait to be able to double spell, so I'm gonna play this. Or hopefully draw something cheap so I can Power Stone Fracture the Combat Thresher. I don't know. Oof. Jeez. That's pretty sweet. Alright, well, can't block it. Okay, so we can Saheeli here. If I Saheeli, I can chump for a turn. This can block here. I could also triple block this Combat Thresher and chump that one, so... I need to do this so that next turn I have some Thopters with the Power Stone Fracture to get back to the game.
Don't worry. I'll have... Aerial combat is simply
I think
elegant.
I can't attack. Maybe I could attack with one. I'm going to chump another. I guess I probably could attack, actually. They plan to triple block the Thresher. No, they can attack all out after that. I have just the right number of creatures to be somewhat stable on this board. That sucks. They can make copies of Combat Threshers right now. Oh, man. But now I have to double chump. Block here. Jump. Jump. Jump, I guess. And I have to kill Urza plus all these Combat Threshers. Gonna be pretty tough. And I don't have anything to chump with. So, yeah, I guess we're just dead. That was... Alright, going to match 2. Solid hand, pretty dirtily. Not the best Mishra Juggernaut hand, although I can curve the Caress into the Juggernaut. Get it down and play on turn 4, that would be nice. Alright, so we're definitely going to be able to play Gix's Caress on 3, so that's excellent. Argothian Sprite is tough. So the question is, should I just Gnawing Vermin because it can trade? Probably. Probably better than playing a 2-drop here. Otherwise, I'm going to dirtle the next 2 turns, so it's better to impact the board right now. Unfortunately, I milled both my lands, so I might not be able to get the Juggernaut online on 4, but I do have 2 more draw steps to find an untapped land. If they attack, I think I just block. If they have Guy's Gift right here, it's kind of bad, but I'm still going to be able to Gix's Caress like the next thing that they would play. That limits their options. Just do this. Both those cards pretty good. I don't know which one I'd take. I kind of think I should just take the Opportunist, because Epic Confrontation just isn't that great here. And I can always Emergency Weld back the blocker, so... This is going to pump their 3/3 next turn anyways, so it's going to deal me extra damage, and it's another threat I have to deal with. And we have a lot of card advantage at this point. We just want to make sure that we can live. Okay, which is better? Probably Refractor over Ulster Flask, so not necessarily. Ulster Flask lets me play a 3/3. I think right now this is actually better. It also lets us, well, doesn't let us cast a Spider, but we play this. Gives us more short-term options. Play the Stone Seeker, which is going to die. I think that's fine. I could also get it back next turn, which is going to let us 6-5 later on. This turns into a 4-5. Can't block it. But I can play Nisha's Juggernaut next turn, which is good, because then they can't... they can't attack into that for the turn, and I actually start to become the aggressor. The Gnawing Vermin, it's held down the 4th. Ooh, I could just do that too. Just make 2 1/1s here. Make 2 1/1s, chump one of them. Next turn, start scrying off the Elsewhere Flask. Play the Juggernaut to stabilize. I think take 1 rather than use the Elsewhere Flask. So I'm going to use all my mana next turn. And I want to tap the Elsewhere Flask specifically.
The last thing you'll see is the sun
In case they can kill a token, I'm
Look how
going
my
to
art
hold back
hums with life.
this turn. They can kill Saheeli if they can kill my Gnawing Vermin. But then I'm still up the Thopters. And I can still win with these cards. Okay, we got that out of play. That's super good. That's going to be a problem with all our top redos. And Saheeli still got us the tokens, even if we got killed by that. We got killed by the premium removal spell, so that's fine.
This battle.
Now we can just attack and play the 5-3. And I can play Skyfisher Spider if I need to later on to kill the next big thing. If they attack, I'm probably just going to block. Because this is just going to trade with the Foundry Inspector if they want. Let's start with this, I think. I don't think I'm going to emergency wall back a 2-2 here, so I'd rather just play this to see if I draw into anything. I don't really want to Power Stone Fracture any of these. I'm probably going to play Skyfisher Spider post-combat, clear the way, and then our Power Stone Fracture can go from there. Alright, they didn't want to trade, so I'm going to kill the Inspector. That way they don't have the mana, so I'm going to pay black. Then I'm going to turn everything into forest. This tells me they have like a 5 or 6 drop artifact in hand that they're trying to protect. We even have the emergency wall to get back the spider as well. So on this board, it's just super nice. Alright. If they're going to do that, that's fine. I'm not going to sack the Juggernaut, I don't think, because it has trample. And if they have something big, I can always fracture it as it comes down. Unless it's like a Wormcoil engine, then we're fine. I'd rather force them to trade with this and take some damage, rather than sacrifice it to kill a Foundry Inspector. Alright, so just trade with this. We're going to kill... So... I could Power Stone Fracture that, and then just get back the spider. I could also play a 3-3 this turn. No, I can't. I could only play a 3-3. It's probably better to just wait. Oh, or I could Emergency Weld plus Power Stone Fracture. I mean, that's probably the play. I don't want to offer them the trade at this point. Killing a 3/5 seems pretty good on this board. The 5/3 is doing a lot of work. And I'll have the spider in hand. If I need it for next turn. Since I'm getting a forest, I don't actually need the refractor here. So I can Power Stone Fracture this, sacrifice the energy refractor. I do want the Power Stone in play. So that I can cast my 7-drop. I was about to say, I didn't mill my forest, right? That was last game? Okay, good. Alright, take 3. If they have double giant growth, they have double giant growth. I'm not gonna play around that. Okay. They just don't want to ever trade for my Juggernaut. That's fine. I'm not going to Spider a 2/3. I'm just going to play my 7-drop. And if they have Disfigure, it's just a trade for them. Okay. Well. They're at 3. We have a removal spell in hand. That's pretty good. We have Juggernaut in play plus the Unearth. A lot of power. Yeah, nice. On the board. We got all our colors. We have ramp into Juggernaut if that doesn't get killed. Even if it does, we have the 4/3 next turn, so we're still kind of curving out. The Warplow is pretty annoying. Guess we're just gonna hold back here. Pretty awkward hand for the Power Stone Fracture, because we just have these clunky expensive things going on here. I guess I'm just gonna block. That one could trade for our Juggernaut, so I'm pretty happy to just get the Juggernaut down. Probably, honestly, I'm going to Unleash Shell the Warplow. Of course, if this dies, that's no longer true. But assuming it doesn't die, okay. Oh, it's good. Do I want to just hit him for 5 damage right now while the coast is clear? I can play a 6/5 the following turn. Or I could just hold up the Unleash Shell. I'm not really in a rush to Mishra's Juggernaut, and I might want to wait till 8 mana to be able to Unearth plus Power Stone Fracture. I'm not that far from that. I think I'm just going to kill this. It's really good against my Boulder Branch. I'd rather just have my 6/5 in play. Oh, that's pretty good. Ooh, another one too? I mean, they probably have more removal. Given that's what the deck looks like. So they could double block right now and kill my Golem. I think I'm fine with that. That's pretty good. I mean, I have to kill Misery Shadow, right? If I attack, it's just going to trade with the Exemplar. I don't know, we're falling behind here. It's tough. But I have the Thraxodemon, so any small things after that's going to be pretty nice. But I probably should just attack here. And yeah, this thing's just going to kill me otherwise, right? Seems like a giant waste of my Juggernaut. I guess I probably should just Thraxodemon first, let them hit me once. Then I can get a hit for 5 in. It's likely they're just gonna Scrapwork Rager me here. In which case, the Shadow's gonna deal me damage, but not that much damage. Or even have to hold back the Rager another turn. No blocks. I guess I could have blocked the Feldon. There's more though, huh? I guess I should have blocked. Anywho. Not being able to cast Sea here is pretty bad. I'm just gonna trade with Feldon, unfortunately, because it's hitting me for 3 a turn. Hits me down to 8, I hit him down to 5. Hits me down to 5, I hit him down to 3. Hits me down to 2. I hit him down to 1. But if I draw an island at any point during that time, I could just win the race. You know what? Maybe I don't block. Because it gives him two cards immediately this turn to also build out the board. Really, really, really need island. Oh, that's a good one. Still just gonna take the 3. Yes! We won the race! That was close. Our opponent's going first. Our hand's pretty bad, but can't really mulligan it, I don't think. That makes our hand quite a bit better just for growth purposes. I think we still just play Thraxodemon on 2 rather than the Flask. So Flask means I'm more likely to be able to play the... The only problem with playing Thraxodemon is that if they have Disfigure here, it's really bad for me. Because it basically I fall behind massively on tempo and I'm hitting myself for not much gain. But if there is no Disfigure, then I'm ahead on the board, which is pretty nice given my hand. That's a problem. I mean, I'd probably just go for the double block here, but the Cinder Maw is incredibly threatening. I don't have a good answer to it. I do have the Golems, I guess, as 3/3s. So it's possible... I want to protect the Saheeli. But if I play Saheeli and minus... I mean, Saheeli's just going to die. Probably better to play the Rager and build out the board. And then... I could attack for 2. And then double block the Cindermaw. And then our Saheeli's good versus the 3-1. Well, our Saheeli's still good versus double 3-1 as well. I guess the question is, should I Juggernaut this turn? It just trades with a 3-1, they get a 1-1, and we deal a bunch of damage. But I could use this aggressively to just attack them. My board's pretty decent versus these 3-1s as well. I mean, it's possible I'm just the aggressor here, even though it didn't really look like it to start. The Thopter keeps getting in for damage. And if I Saheeli minus, they still have to deal with the Saheeli, but I could beat down with the Thopters in the meantime. Try not to even protect Saheeli, and then win with 4 damage in the air every single turn. Very possible. Less possible now that that's dead. Coming in for 10. Maybe just block like this. Take the 6, go to 12, and then Saheeli protects versus the 3-1s. Because I drew the Forest, I probably actually do want to crack the Elsewhere Flask to save a life this turn. Although I'm about to gain 12 life, so maybe the life doesn't matter too much. Do I want this to be able to Power Stone Fracture with? I mean, I have the Rager already, so I maybe could just wait. So, yeah, I probably do want the life point. In case in case I'm not able to play these soon. I have a lot of unearthed combos currently.
Test your metal. What? Like making masterpieces is hard?
Our hand has a really, really awkward mix of really aggressive cards and really defensive cards right now. If they attack me, I probably want to block with the 1-1s, not the 2-1. It has Unearth, but I think the 2-1 body is still just so much better than the 1-1s that being able to have the Unearth, being able to have the 1-1 plus the option to Unearth is a little bit worse still. But block. Alright, so they're both blocked. Want to make sure I wasn't double blocking one of them. That would be horrendous. What are they gonna kill here? They're gonna kill the Thopter or just kill the Saheeli? Okay, makes sense.
So sad to see art go to waste.
I think we should just unleash Shell the Spider. We can keep attacking here. If they have a big bomb, that's going to feel bad that we did this, but the spider's only going to gain them more life later on. And I don't really want to play a Boulder Branch Golem on 4 mana right now, when I'm so close to playing it on 7. That's one that I would want to Unleash Shell on. Pretty awkward. So maybe I was supposed to wait. I don't know, the 3/3 spider was just going to be a problem. So, not really. If this dies, I'm going to lose anyways, so I'm not going to play around it dying this turn. Yeah, this guy's Corsair is doing work. Maybe I made a mistake. If I had just let them have the spider and then held the shell, I might not be losing this game. The problem with my mana that turn, like if I had played a 6/5, that would have just been great. But we couldn't do that. Yeah, this just ran away with the game. I should have just let them have the spider and just waited. It would have been tough to beat the 2 spiders anyways, but I was just thinking, like, what is Unleash Shell really going to be? What am I saving it for? And apparently that was the answer, because that was a giant problem. If I draw a spider over here, might be okay. No, we did not. What could I weld back? I can weld back the 2/1, and then I can triple block this and go to 1. Or I can just attack for 4 this turn. I could weld back, like play this, weld back something, hit for 4, then try to win in the air next turn. I don't think I win by being defensive at this point, because I'm already kind of losing. So what do I want to get back then for next turn? Either the cohort or the golem. I mean, the golem lets me survive, but doesn't really help me punch through. This one lets me keep attacking while also have chump blockers, might be the play. Oh, I could also get Elsewhere flashback. It lets me unearth the 3/1. That actually, I think, gives me the most options. Like, if I'm being aggressive, that's definitely the most aggressive play. It's going to be tough because the existence of Spider over there, if my opponent wants to slow down, the Spider is going to cause me a lot of problems. If I ever kill it, they're going to get a ton of life. Meanwhile, I still have to deal with this guy's Courser. Pretty sure we just go to 1. I could chump here, but then we're in a similar spot next turn anyways. That's tough. Yeah, the super aggressive line is not really working out. I guess if I had gotten back to 6-5, I could have stabilized this turn. Maybe I was getting in my own head a bit. I think I should Giant Cindermaw and then Scrapwork Cohort and attack. It'll give me 4 blockers, and I can attack with the 3-1 and this one here. Cindermaw can help double block. But I have to do this first, otherwise I can't Flask and make that play. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna activate those planes. Attack with these. I mean, that Cindermaw's a pretty big game right now because of the spider. Like them not being able to gain life. I have 4 plus 5 trample damage here. I probably just chump here. If I go in for 9 trample, and I have a menace creature, I can hopefully attack with everything and win. Opponent kind of has to have nothing for me to be able to win this game. Alright, that's a big problem. That's all they have. And I unearth Juggernaut. They block the Juggernaut with the spider, take 2 trample. They block Thopter with the Rock Hunter. I think I have exactly lethal if they have nothing. If they double block this, they die. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go for it. They block here, take 2 trample. They block here. Yeah, so they should take exactly lethal. Whew! Oh my goodness, that was a hard game to win. I'm pretty happy with that one though. I took the most aggressive line possible, and it paid off. I don't think the Boulder Branch Golem was really going to help me in that spot, because our opponent was just kind of ahead that whole time, but I took a really risky line that I think oftentimes was just going to lose, but I'm really happy with that win. I think, yeah, that worked out. Whew. This is a hand. Oh, we're off to the races. I think I just want to attack with this, play the Strongbow to be on defense next turn. Then we can start jumping things in the air and hopefully just win from there. That's the problem. Well, I get to just block here. Yeah, I lose my Power Stone, but I get to just eat their 3-1 for free, so that seems like a pretty good play to me. I could just Draconic Destiny to get in the air this turn. And then the 2/3 is able to block. Can't really block because of Philology Vanguard. But at least I get to just really pressure them. My other option is Thraxodemon plus Refractor. can block the Feldon. The problem is this can't attack then. And if I Destiny on this and hit, then I think they might have also just killed my Strongbow if they could have last turn. I could block with this. But it doesn't actually really block because... Oh, it only gets fire breathing also. It doesn't block. It doesn't block defense. That makes sense. Whoops. I knew that, but for some reason I started thinking about blocking. It wasn't going to be good anyways, but it really wasn't going to be good. Alright, so they're just going for the aggro play here. Which makes a ton of sense, given that I'm going to win the long game. If I weld here, and they play 2 creatures, I think I need to play 2 blockers. The problem with playing 2 blockers is that I won't have lethal. I could hit for... If I hit for 5 this turn, then I pump 5 next turn. Ooh, well, yeah, I don't have enough mana for that. But I could pump once this turn, and then if I draw a land, I have lethal. So if I play well, no, I can't play Refractor. I won't have 2 blockers then. I think the play is get back Strongbow, play Thrack the Demon. Then I have 2 blockers, so I don't die. If I draw a land, I have lethal. Because I'm a little worried about them going wide with the Phalagi Vanguard this turn when I'm at 7. This also can beat like removal spell on my blocker. Removal spell is still pretty rough because the Stone Seeker is my whole plan right now, and the game's going super fast. Wow. I had an exile removal spell? That's brutal. Yeah, I think I finally just block. I don't think I can take 4 here. That was a sick draw. So bad. I really needed my opponent not to kill my dragon, but I guess that's what I get for playing an all-in aura. Especially in sealed, like Draconic Destiny is a lot worse in sealed, because everyone has more removal. Yikes. They're just going off. Yeah, that is the right play. If they didn't do that, and... No, I mean, there was no way for me to actually ever eat one of their creatures this turn. My line would have worked too. I drew a land on my turn, that one turn. I would have been able to get them with the Destiny. So if I gain 6, I go to 7, and I die to any creature, so that's not good. This recruitment officer is going to win the long game, which is the problem. I guess I could hope they just don't have another creature. I'm so far behind. If I hit them for 2 this turn, if they don't have another creature, let's say they're all lands, then my 6/5 blocks there, and I go to 2, and they can't really attack back. Alternatively, I can If I have the Thopter, sack the Thopter. This can deal 4 damage, kind of out of nowhere. Man, it's so risky to attack. I think it's probably bad to attack. I don't know, the Flaji Vanguard's kind of messing me up. But then they're just going to win the long game, which kind of sucks. I don't need to go that all in yet. If I just trade with the Warlord's Elite, it's fine. The chance of them having a cheap creature is just so high. Well, that would have killed me too. Okay, I'm just super dead. Wow. They had a really, really good curve out. That was like a draft deck. Well, we're 3-2. We can still turn it around. This hand's pretty bad. Can't cast this. I think I probably should mulligan. I know sealed is slower, but I can't do anything till turn 4. Yeah, this hand's much better. Probably all in on this again. Stoneseeker can ramp into the Inspector, so I'm just gonna ditch the Golem. We're not really that close to casting the Golem, even with the Inspector. But I am kind of close to casting Juggernaut. I don't think we block. The upside of blocking is the menace on the Stoneseeker is much better. And they have fewer cards to draw to be able to answer, but I'm eventually just going to go in the air anyway, so I probably don't want to block. Trading damage is good right now. Yeah, if the Stoneseeker can't attack, it is going to be a little bit of a problem. The thing is, if they have removal, they'll usually just kill the Stoneseeker right away. Yeah, well, maybe not. Yeah, I think we just hit for 2, play the Inspector. They have Energy Refractor, so they could unearth and draw cards if they need to. But my Stoneseeker is not really going to be able to attack later, so maybe I should just attack right now with the Burnin. Keep the Stoneseeker in play. I think that's the right move. Obviously, because I wouldn't have done otherwise, but... yeah, I think the thing is the Combat Courier being there just makes it so I can't attack with the Menace, and I think that's just going to be something important we need to do. Wow, they killed that? That's interesting. I guess it's the same, like if you kill this with the Power Stone versus that. But they think a 3-2 is more valuable than a 2-2 Menace. It's kind of interesting. I can get my hit in with the Juggernaut. That's going to be really good. No! That Strongbow was really important to my plan. On the other hand, if they play a big creature here, I get to fracture it. Yeah, this is really good. Put them to 1, and then we have a bunch of trample. I'm gonna play my land in case they kill my Juggernaut. Then I'm 1 away from unearthing. Oh, bad. See if I can kill it. Do I want to tap like that? I think I'm gonna tap my island. There's no reason to have blue up this turn. they're at 5. Like I said, I'm really close to the Juggernaut coming back online and hitting for 5, so that's the good news. So I want my 4-2 in play. Or the Juggernaut. I guess it's best to just get... Well, they might just take it. But just hitting for 5 doesn't do that much right now. This finds artifacts specifically. That's really, really good. But how do they have 6 swamps with corrupt in their sealed pool? It just boggles the mind. They're going to combat courier to grow the trench stalker, so that's a huge problem. I guess I should just... play this, I guess. No. Unearthing doesn't do much for me here. Yeah, possible I have too many do-nothing cards in this deck. But I don't think I really had a choice in deck building. Alright, so if I attack with this... I can chump and survive. And... yeah. Their deck's sweet. They've got a lot of good cards for sealed. I don't know, maybe my sealed pool just had too many like dorky attack creatures. Maybe it's not a very good sealed pool. I did open Gix's Crust, but I haven't drawn that card. So, I don't know how good it is. If you don't ever draw it. Oh my gosh, they have like the best corrupt deck in sealed. Okay. Well, we've had some rough beats today, but I think I am probably going to keep going. I'm having fun, so why not? All for the content. I'll see you in the next try. I think we played pretty well with this deck. Just the quick lessons, I guess, before we wrap out. It ended up being a little bit too... It wasn't really quite fast enough, but also not slow enough, if that makes sense. Doesn't really go over the top. I think we had to play our best cards, though. And we had potential curve outs. We just didn't really... Even when we drew them, I guess everything got answered every time, and our opponents went more over the top. Yeah, it happens. Like I said, I'll catch it in the next one.